Good evening, Himanshu.
Very good evening, ma'am. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Thank you for joining us today
Pleasure,
evening.
ma'am. Pleasure for
Truly honored.
inviting. Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much.
much. And good evening to all our viewers, and welcome to Panache Academy weekly series of Your Time to Shine with Khushnum Avari. Uh, Thank you for your great response for our aviation episodes that we had for the last few weeks. And we had been getting constant requests to get an industry expert to talk about hotel management. So this week, we are very honored to have with us Mr. Himanshu Tomar, training manager, Hotel Renaissance, which is a part of the Marriott Group. So thank you so much, Mr. Himanshu. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you
And
so much.
we are very, very
Mine.
honored to have you. Thank you.
Pleasure is indeed mine, ma'am. It's always Panache family who gets attracted towards, and you being leading it, it probably takes me to another level. So yes, of course, I would not in my dreams would want to say no to it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. So, Himanshu, without wasting any of your precious time, we'll get started.
Sure, ma'am.
And today, in fact, I'm going to start with a question which has been
Mm-hmm.
asked to me in every live session.
All right.
Every live session, I've been asked this question, and I've
Uh-huh.
normally been taking this question at the at the end of the session. But
Right, ma'am.
today, Imanshu, I think yeah. So today I'm
Yes.
going to take this question right at the beginning.
Sure,
So
ma'am.
let's start with something that is very trending right now, the pandemic that is on. So according to you, what is the current situation of the hotel industry, keeping in
Uh-huh.
mind the COVID-19?
So, ma'am, situation, I would say yes, agree to the fact that I'm sure everybody is reading that it is on a slowdown. The
Right?
budget, the forecast, everything has gone for a toss, and
Perfect.
nobody expected this. Nobody expected this, and
Absolutely.
but
All the industries have gone down for a toss.
indeed,
Yes.
and it happens that. Our industry, tourism, I would say, in a
Hmm.
big,
Hmm.
big, broad chill, is
Right.
absolutely dependent on the guest. There is no
Hmm.
movement we get to a standstill. But
Okay.
having said that,
Hmm.
tourism is also one of the thing that whenever these things even let's say start to slow down, is the first thing that again goes up because
Absolutely, absolutely. I
people
absolutely agree
would
with
love
that.
to travel, people would love to eat outside, and if not even eating outside, they would want to order. They would want to
True.
really visit the aviation side, they would want to really visit the hotel side, they would want to really visit the restaurant side. So coming to your
Right.
question that how it has affected, yes, it has affected. People are reading every day, and people are being laid off, they are being
Hmm.
given let's say leave without pay, sabbaticals, and all these things are coming. And I do really understand, so I am from HR fraternity, and I really
Right.
feel it hurts. It actually do
Absolutely.
hurt,
Absolutely.
and you have to really say those words which you never imagined in your
You'd ever
lifespan.
say
Say that.
exactly, exactly.
But on the contrary, if that is not to be done,
Hmm.
then the hotel or the business is going to shut down. That is going to be even more
Worse.
sad part.
True.
Yes, exactly. So our plan is initially over here is
Hmm.
that when
Hmm.
we say those not very, let's say, rosy words, or when those sad words, we
Hmm.
are not
Hmm.
departing on
Right.
because yes, we were planning to open, let's say, 30 hotels. The plan is still
Hmm.
there. We will open. We are going to open not
Absolutely.
5 or 6. So
Yeah.
what we are doing in it
Relatively
is
numbers coming
exactly,
down.
yes,
But the
growth is
industry is
there.
never going to shut down. Right.
It cannot be. It cannot be. You
In
know,
fact,
to
tourism is contributing to like 10% of the overall GDP. So there's no
absolutely.
way tourism industry is ever going to come down. It's just a
And
matter of a few,
few
maybe months.
months, or in
Exactly.
fact, I would say we can even counter it as a year as well. Not denying the
Hmm.
fact where
Right.
people get the confidence that yes, they would want to come back to you, because
Hmm.
firstly we have to give them that confidence that yes, my place is no, beforehand we used to save that Marriott, come to Marriott, I would of course give you the best stay possible in every aspect. Now, for
Absolutely.
some percentage, I would have just, narrated that, but not felt.
Hmm.
Just to give an
Hmm.
example. But now,
Right.
I really have to feel it dil se. Like,
True.
by wearing
The
that
safety
mask,
part of it is something that we really take very seriously now.
exactly. So when I smile with my mask on, now it becomes more and more appealing that my smile should like a smile.
Absolutely. Your eyes should do the talking now.
Exactly. I was just practicing this the other day where we were doing this training session and we were asking
Hmm.
our associates to put a mask and then say smile. And we were showing them each
Guess
other
the
while taking.
expression that I have.
Exactly. So yes, it's people say that it is they would say as अब शायद फिर से ऐसी इंडस्ट्री नहीं होगी फिर से ऐसा tourism
Right.
नहीं होगा फिर से traveling नहीं होगी. So going back to history where we were inns, hotels came later, we were just used as inns. From that time, from World War One, World War Two, influenza, Spanish flu, plague, let's say Ebola, there are a lot
Hmm.
of things which has stuck us. Lot of things. This is
Absolutely.
just,
Absolutely.
but
Right.
we
The
are still
industry has all
thriving, and we are still
bounced back again. And just as one of our viewers is writing, nothing is permanent.
exact.
Service industry will overcome this current situation. I'm sure it'll very, very soon.
Indeed, indeed, it would and it
Absolutely.
should. The only thing is that my humble request to everyone would be just keep faith, have that bharosa with us and with the industry, with the leaders itself, that we are there for you and we will do every bit of us to really bounce back fast, because we know that when we say those not very cozy words, we don't feel it fine and we want to get it back as soon as possible, and we are putting everything to make sure that we get back on track as fast as possible.
Yes, Himanshu, sorry for the
नो प्रॉब्लम मैम. आई मुझे लगा मैंने कुछ गलत कर दिया.
नहीं 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 मैं ये वोडाफोन ने कुछ कर दिया और उसके लिए सब हेवाया हो गया. So thank you so much for staying online and thank you viewers. So for all those who just joined us, we started some time back and Himanshu answered a very important question about the current situation with keeping in mind the COVID-19. Going a little
Sure,
further, Himanshu,
please, ma'am.
if you could tell us what motivated you to get into the hotel industry.
Ma'am, okay, so this would go back to a bit from where my
Right.
family comes.
Hmm.
We come from a farming background, and
Okay.
it's like service attitude was always there, starting from my grandfather, then my father, and then me. And I was
Hmm.
always looking forward to a place where I can really serve and
Hmm.
serve with a purpose. And
Right.
along with that, interacting with people from really different genre, you know,
Hmm.
starting a communication and just going beyond that communication to serve
True.
that person.
Hmm.
That was one thing that I always was attracted towards.
Okay.
And when we as a child used to go to hotel or restaurant,
Hmm. Hmm.
this glamorous thing always attracts you, that
Absolutely. That entrance into a five-star hotel, the
exactly
glamour factor attached to it
true.
is always very attractive. So
And
could you just tell us about your journey also? I mean, your journey
sure, ma'am.
from there till where you are today.
Right, ma'am. So my journey, if people are from hospitality industry, they will understand it better. Or probably I just,
Right.
in a language, I started my career as a kitchen stewarding person. Kitchen
Oh.
stewarding is like the kitchen में जो बर्तन धोता है बड़े बड़े and छोटे छोटे and
Okay.
everything.
Right.
I did so that was my first job that I did for good 9 to 10 months. But one thing that was always there was not to leave. People may think that it's a very shady job or it's a back of that job. या फिर ये
Exactly.
job
That is a
and
common conception.
exactly.
Right.
But I really believe, or that was inherent to me, that whatever job you do, whatever, give it your 200%. And
Absolutely.
if you do that, then people start seeing that you are putting in effort. And when they see that your presence makes a difference in whatever you're doing, maybe just washing a utensil, but the way
Absolutely.
I wash it,
Absolutely.
nobody else would, or I would really take pride in doing that, keeping my
Very
areas,
true.
keeping my utensils clean, making sure they are well shined, polished. And when someone would see that, the appreciation starts coming,
Coming
and
in.
people start to
True.
take notice of you and your work.
Right.
And that's where the journey actually started, where people start,
Hmm.
you are doing a good job over here, what have you done in your career, what exactly. And then the conversion started to happen, that I told them I have done hotel management, and from back
True.
end I came to front
Front.
office, then to
Okay.
operations, and then to training and development was always my thing. When I was doing this kitchen porter job
Mm-hmm.
as well, I always used to believe that if I have some knowledge, if I have a knowledge
Mm-hmm.
which is
Right.
backed by, of course, a lot of facts and figures,
Hmm.
and if I see that with me speaking or sharing my thought process or my
Hmm.
experience with
Hmm.
someone else can help adding some value to that
Absolutely.
person, and together, us as a team, why not to do
True.
that?
Very
Keeping knowledge
true. Very
ourselves is,
true.
of course, not going to help me or help the organization. So that
Doesn't
flourishingness
help
that
anyone.
I believed, that training is one part of an organization that you can, of course, firstly, you have to work on yourself every day
Very
and
true.
gain knowledge, gain training, see what's exactly happening in the new world, being up to date. And then that experience or that knowledge that you have just shared yourself through the medium,
Hmm.
please pass it on.
Very
And
true.
sure, everyone must have read in nowadays that the more you spread, or the more again you spread your knowledge, the better it becomes. So that
Absolutely. You
has
are
been
learning every
always.
day while you are spreading.
Exactly, absolutely. So I really believe that training is one part where I can just not be in one department, I can be in any department, I
Any
can learn a
department.
lot,
Right.
and that way I can spread and also learn.
True. True. True.
And while
Absolutely.
working all this, one thing that I always felt was that when you start your journey from scratch,
Hmm.
and when you move up step by step, what happens
Right.
is, at this level, when I go to a kitchen stewarding person in my hotel, and when that
Hmm.
person shares that, okay sir, मेरे को ये problem हो रही है, I am not feeling well over here, or I don't think so कि मेरे को ये काम
True.
आ रहा है.
Hmm.
But so that experience, where initially I was also feeling, यार ये क्या job कर रहा हूँ मैं. I
सही है.
believe you me, I tried
बहुत सारे
that.
अपने इंटर्न्स को ये सवाल आता है.
Exactly. I was
सही है.
crying for at least 1 week that spending 12 lakhs, what I am doing. I'm cleaning toilets, I'm cleaning washrooms, I'm cleaning kitchen, I am cleaning floors.
Absolutely
What
true.
I am doing after spending this much? What would people say? What would society say? And what would my
Very true.
uncles, aunt say? But then, as I just mentioned, that give your 200%, and when your focus is like laser sharp, like a let's say sniper,
True.
these things slowly and steadily shade away, and your work becomes your priority, and you start to take that
Absolutely.
pride in your
Absolutely.
work.
True.
So
Absolutely
that's where
agree.
I have learned that now, today, standing, or let's say being working from that level to here, I probably can understand maybe as things better than other people who just let's say come to a strata level, and they start saying some things from this level, where I think from this level because I need to speak to this person the most. They are the
So
one
you
who are
have
really
an
backbone
actual
of your
insight
company,
into
not
each
this
of
person.
the departments.
Absolutely, ma'am, absolutely, that's what
Right.
I believe, to be
Working
honest.
firsthand is most important. And that is what I
Absolutely.
always tell our students and interns also, because this concept is always there कि मैम इतनी ट्रेनिंग करके किचन में हमको काम करना है, ये करना है, बाथरूम धोना है या बेड बनाना है, but this all is a learning experience, and this is the starting and the scratch from where you're going to go up.
Indeed, ma'am. Indeed. When I meet guests now, and I am not from kitchen, or I'm not from, let's say, housekeeping,
Absolutely.
but when they
Right.
speak to me, I can connect to whatever exactly is happening over there. I even don't have to go to my rooms to understand what exactly must be happening. And that's where
True.
because probably multidimensional work or starting from scratch helps, because your experience
Absolutely,
then comes
absolutely.
handy.
True, true, true. So, Himanshu, briefly, if you could just tell us about the various, the four main departments in the hotel industry.
Sure, ma'am. So, as if it's about, let's say, the front, we generally term it as front of the house departments majorly.
Hmm.
One is
Right.
when you enter into the hotel, which is called as front office, where your check-in or check-outs, or your generally nowadays, calls comes through for anything.
True.
That's one.
Hmm.
Second is food and beverage service, where you
Hmm.
go to restaurant, you go to bar, or you go to any kind of eatery or service
Right.
expectations or your coffee shop. That's food and
Hmm.
beverage service. Then number
True.
three is kitchen. So okay, so
Hmm.
these are just departments, not graded anything. When I'm saying number
Right.
two, it does not mean it stands number two. It is just a
Hmm.
department.
Hmm.
And number three is kitchen. Kitchen everyone understands, or in culinary language, it
Right.
is also called food and beverage production.
Production. Right.
In Marriott, we term it as kitchen. That's why this word is coming.
Okay. Okay.
And number four is housekeeping. People who really take care of the cleaning, hygiene,
Very true.
and currently who are in the most demand. They have the maximum demand right now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. They are under a lot of pressure right now.
They are
Uh,
indeed, indeed.
so these are the four main departments that
Yes,
we
ma'am.
normally see as a layperson. What about the
Yes.
other departments that are also there and that are supporting these departments? So which one would those be?
Sure. So, if I just take my hotel right now, just to give you
Hmm.
a glimpse, and let's say,
Right.
in a nutshell, exactly, I would term it as 11 departments in total, adding these four.
Okay.
So these
Okay.
four are there.
Okay. Right.
Then adding to that, we will start from human resource.
Hmm.
Then you have sales and marketing.
Hmm.
Then you have information technology. Then you
Right.
have finance. Then you have engineering, and then you have admin. So these are like the major crux. These are 10 departments, and then you have administration, where general manager are there. So these are
Right.
the major departments that we have in the hotel, which of course build up this whole I would say atmosphere which people love.
Right. So basically, there are a few that become the face, and
Yes.
there's a entire army, a battalion that is supporting them to keep things running.
Oh,
Right.
absolutely. And in our language, we say them as heart of the house. They are the one
Absolutely.
which are the heart,
Absolutely. They are the
and then
ones.
we supply blood and things to these four departments.
The blood is
And
being
you like,
supplied to all the other arteries.
oh yes, yes.
Ah, fine. So great. That was great learning. Now, if you could just tell us what are the different kinds of training that our students can avail? Because there are a lot of people
So,
who are
ma'am,
interested in joining the hotel industry, and it's on public demand that we've got this show and we've got you here as an expert to speak about it. So, what are the different trainings that they can look forward to?
I like the way you say me expert. I'm like, okay. So, ma'am, see, if it's about the training as a student, if we are
Hmm.
understanding, so there are two types of training that happens if you are looking forward to be a part of hospitality industry.
Okay.
One is while you are a student. For example, when I did my hotel management
Hmm.
some years back, in our
Right.
curriculum in second year, majorly in
Hmm.
second year,
Hmm.
first semester or second
Hmm.
semester, we have to be in the industry to get the practical exposure, which starts
Absolutely.
from anytime, let's say from 4 months to 6 months, even some colleges or institutes even extend it to a
Okay.
year as well.
Hmm.
In that exposure, we are exposed to these four departments which I just mentioned, which
Right.
is front
Hmm. Hmm.
office, food and beverage, kitchen, and housekeeping.
Hmm.
But they're just four months, and if the things have to be extended, then we generally take the interest from the student
Right.
itself,
Hmm.
that what is your interest area, and then we try to place them for those 2 months. And if it's an year, then we also try to put them into other departments. So give an example of what we have started doing practice couple of months back before the COVID hit was, we started to put our interns in other departments as well. Like, so we were
As well.
putting in finance as well, in HR, in, for that matter, even in engineering as well, because
Oh,
they really need to, let's say, so once you are graduating, you are not becoming an expert in front office, you are a hotelier.
true.
Students need to really
So you need,
understand now that you are a hotelier. You need to know about hotel, not your department.
true.
So that is, they become more, let's say, they become more confident. They become more, their horizon expands. So that's the training that they do when they are in the curriculum. Post their curriculum, there is, in the olden days, let's say a few years back, we used to say it as job training, where they have focused on one particular department while in their last
Okay.
6 months of graduating. For example, someone must have done specialization, which we say as in food and beverage production or kitchen. Then the person comes to us, and then we put that person, the student, in the kitchen section itself for good 6 months, so that the exposure is better. But the training itself now goes to a level up, and it is more hardly tuned, and we say that as Marriott internship, where you are absolutely nourished, or you are absolutely trained as an
Trained.
associate.
Fabulous.
So that's where your training goes up to a level, and your training standards go to a next level, and that's where it happens. The last one, if again students are really interested to understand, are
Right.
various hotels. For example, Oberoi's have OCLD, and then Hyatt have their management training program.
Okay.
Then Leela has their programs like that, and Marriott also has a voyagership program as well.
Okay.
But these are post your graduation, depending upon what course of, let's say, your life you are choosing. So
So
that is
basically,
also
which
one part of
department
training.
you'd like to go forward in?
Exactly.
Okay, okay, perfect, understood. We have a question here from Julius. She asking about the pandemic situation. Julius, actually, this question has already been answered by Mr. Himanshu, and I've uploaded this on the Panache IGTV page, so you can definitely go there and get the answer for the same. Going further, Himanshu,
Please, ma'am.
since you're into training,
Uh-huh.
I'll come to Panache now. You have been taking a lot of our students, you've been coming to our campus, you've been conducting
Right.
interviews, taking a lot of interns. So
Right.
I would like to ask you, what would you say about the training standards that Panache has set for our students?
Ma'am, your name itself sets the tone. When you say panache, it means that there would be a quality that is coming your way.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And you should actually really take a pride in that, starting from you, from, let's say, your team. I have been personally, been there a couple of times, and I really do not feel that I am going to another office. I'm just, going to another part of family.
Oh,
So, that's where the connection builds up, where quality meets family. A very, very
very true.
different
Very true.
combination, where not, and I really believe when any person who has these two concepts very cleared, and when you really get these two things with you, where people really would want to train you or take you as family first, and then would want to put
Absolutely.
quality, because quality
Right.
is nothing, just comes really easy to anyone. That
Right.
grinding, that nourishing, I generally, when I in fact was to Panache few, let's say months back, and I was giving this session, so I spoke to students that everything has its cost. Even from silver to diamond, everything has a cost. What you want to become is that.
Absolutely.
But when in Panache, everyone was the diamond, because
Everyone aims for the
that's
diamond.
the thing that you always go to.
That's the
Why you want to
standard
settle
we try
less
and
when
set
you
for
can
them.
have.
Absolutely. True.
Exactly. So with Panache, this is one thing that I always seen the interns, even that, when they talk, when they stand in the line, I can always, say it up, okay, these are Panache, and I don't even hear intro, because I know that you're from Panache.
Oh, fabulous. Thank you so
That's
much. That means a lot to us. Thank you.
pleasure, ma'am. I read, because this is the hard work that you guys are putting in, nobody can take that from you. The placements, the way things come up, I have till date 3 interns which have been with me personally,
Right.
and all three not from HR
Mm-hmm.
background, but the way
Mm-hmm.
that the grasp HR could tell that,
Right.
when they were groomed in Panache was that, okay, you be open for anything, and then grooming is one thing that always goes up and up and up. So students from
Absolutely.
Panache, especially at Tamne, okay, grooming is your part, baby. Take it up. And
Thank you. Thank you
never
so
I get a
much.
no from anyone. So thank you.
Thank you. Uh,
Pleasure.
so, in fact, I'd like to add here that we have got 2 or 3 students who were taken in from Panache and absorbed into your Marriott, the main Marriott, and further they were promoted and they have been now posted to international hotels
Wow.
and international chain, the different various venues where your Marriott hotels are. So thank you
Wow.
so much for the great opportunity that you all are giving our students. Thank
Thank you
you so
so much.
much. Thank
Means a
you.
lot to me.
So any expectations regarding standards that you would like us to take further?
Ma'am, okay, with regards to Panache, very difficult
Regards to
question.
Panache.
Very, very difficult question. I was, just in fact, few months back, I was speaking to Pushkar that
Hmm.
this one thing I always thought was, while you're doing your curriculum,
Hmm.
because your curriculum is different from a hospitality per se curriculum particular,
Absolutely. Right.
because now as you have also started your hospitality training as well,
Hmm.
let's start where you are also sending your students for internship while they are studying,
Right.
so they
Yes.
get a real exposure.
True.
And when join, in fact, Javnika, I'm sure this she did, so this
Hmm.
practice can be even more continued, that whosoever students is interested for hospitality, they of course be brought also, and I don't have any problem in whatsoever that they can be
Hmm.
brought over here to hotel before
Right.
even starting the curriculum, so that they really see that, okay, this is my life going to be. And
Get a first-hand
you know
experience and
exactly first.
idea of exactly what the setup would be.
Yes. So that's why, people just jump, students, and nothing wrong in that. They jump
Right.
to conclusion, okay, I would want to be in hotel,
Hmm.
I would
Hmm.
want to be in aviation, or I want to be in any
True.
kind of
Hmm.
field.
Hmm.
But if we give them a first-hand exposure,
Hmm.
clarity becomes far brighter, and
Right.
we would be helping students to take a right decision. Then I believe so in that matter.
Absolutely.
I can, really tell them that this is what exactly your career path going to be. These are the challenges that you are going to face up, and this is the way that. Sorry, ma'am, you're saying something.
No, in fact, I'd just like to add here that Panache has got a lot of international tie-ups with a lot of other international hotels and groups,
Oh yeah,
wherein we are sending our students for internship to countries such as Dubai, Malaysia, Mauritius, and a lot of Canada, Australia, a lot of international internship and placements that we are giving to students in the hotel industries. So, yes. If you could just explain to our viewers what is the difference between an international and a domestic internship now? Because here also I just mentioned about internship. So
Mm-hmm.
just to give them a little clarity about what exactly does internship mean?
So, I would want to term it as internship is nothing but it's an exposure to the field that you have chosen. It
Right.
gives you a in-depth exposure, or let's say it gives
Hmm.
you a more of practical exposure. You taking me as an example,
Right.
where while we were studying for 1 year, we were told what hotels is, what kind of rooms
Hmm.
that you
Hmm.
have, what kind of departments you have. But when we were sent to do our internship, that whole
Right.
theory became a practical, and we could see that what this world looks like, what
Absolutely.
what are the areas that I need to really focus on
Hmm.
better, what
Hmm.
could be my, because students come from, let's say, it's like a very blank site when they join
Hmm.
in here, because it's their second year. So
Right.
it also gives us an opportunity as a student, that
Hmm.
which department would I really want to now take my career ahead.
Actually join and go ahead. Right.
Absolutely. Coming to the point of difference between, let's say, international and domestic, I would say, and this is like my personal thing.
Right, yeah.
Being domestic, I would say थोड़ा झगड़ा ज़्यादा होता है.
हाँ.
And use that word रगड़ा थोड़ा ज़्यादा होता है. Because our industry in India is such, and see, in Western world, the turnover of the guest is less.
Less,
India
right.
turnover is really, really massive. If you will see the number of rooms, the number of hotels, for example, in India, Marriott has 120 hotels. In
Wow,
other
that's a
countries,
huge
in
number.
Australia, when there's 120 is nowhere to be matched. So we can
Right,
understand Ragda is always going to be better because that is what would be the demand of you when you really join. But Ragda in a
right.
good sense, it actually just clarifies any doubt that you have. For
True.
example, when you go to, let's say when you go to, so I generally connect it to forces. When you go to forces for a month or two, you are really like, you are taken to a next level of Ragda,
Absolutely, absolutely.
so that you can decide, is it my field or not my field.
Right.
And I really believe trainings are supposed to be hard. They should be, because that's
Very
why it is
true.
training.
That's why it's a training.
Yes.
Right. So, in fact, you're just coming to my next question that there are misconceptions that the hotel industry is one of the easier industries as compared to the others. बहुत काम नहीं
Right.
होता, बहुत मेहनत नहीं होती. मैम, ये सडनली कहाँ से आ गया? मुझे इतने बर्तन क्यों करने होते हैं? इतने रूम्स क्यों करने होते हैं? You know, so this misconception is what you're kind of answering right now.
Absolutely, ma'am. This misconception exactly was with me as well. And I'm taking my example because I really believe that when I joined, I was like, oh, hotels, wow, nothing to do.
Wow,
It's a,
exactly.
I'll just wear my jacket, a tie, and, I'll just go crazy like this. And when I joined, and it was another world. It was another world. So,
True.
oh yes, to tell you, because of this environment right now, so I am currently, I take care of training right now.
Right.
There is an event right now going into in a hotel where just post this session, I'll just go and start serving my guest, and I'll be behind a counter.
True.
So what happens over here is that that thought of what exactly I thought and the real world
What
comes in
actual
front of you.
reality is.
Exactly. And it should, because when you join, by not knowing what exactly you are joining, it is a very difficult option for you to carry. But when you already know that this is going to be my career, this is where exactly is going to be my domain, this is where exactly I need to focus. So you need to get to know. And I really believe that if you really want to know something, you really have to fold up your sleeve and start working. That's
Start
the only
working.
way I have
That's
been knowing to do my work. Get the work
absolutely. You need to
done,
take the plunge.
roll up your sleeve. You need to really take them. For example, let's say free that you use, pull up your socks.
True.
So pull up your socks.
In the literal
Because,
sense.
oh yes, and to all the audience, if you really want to join Renaissance, and if I still be here, really, I will make sure that I'll pull up your socks. I'm telling you in advance.
So you either do it or Himanshu is going to do it for you.
Oh yes, ma'am. Because
Absolutely.
it's my actually why I really believe is because it's my responsibility.
True.
So with
Yeah, and that
hotels,
is
what you
what you're
really,
doing.
yes, and with hotels, what you really start loving or what you really start thinking is your mindset changes that if this is my responsibility.
Absolutely.
Hotel
Absolutely.
guest is my responsibility. Be it any department, it is my responsibility. If a guest has a problem, it is my responsibility to sort it out.
True.
That is
True.
one thing that you really learn. And I really believe in, or let's say, this is just not about hotels, it is about tourism, that this is only industry which actually makes you learn this. That ये उसकी problem नहीं है, ये हमारी problem है, और
आपकी
ये मेरी
problem है.
problem.
Exactly.
Exactly.
आपको solve करना है इसे.
Absolutely.
So, Himanshu, thank you for all your answers. I think I'll just take our conversation to a slightly more lighter note now. So,
Pleasure,
if you
ma'am.
could give me, tell us about one good experience and
Uh-huh.
one not so good experience that you have had in your career.
Okay. If you don't mind, can I just merge it together because it happened to me
Absolutely,
together.
absolutely. Yes, yes, yes.
And,
Very
yes, and I would want to start with not so good, and then it made it then I
perfect.
made it good actually, but it
Great.
happened to
Okay.
be good. So it is about my internship itself. So when I
Mm-hmm.
joined my internship and everything,
Okay.
I used to, let's say, वो shortcut लेने की आदत थी
हाँ.
that how to bypass this कि I would have not have to work. So accidentally, or let's say, I don't know where it came from, I was
Mm-hmm.
put in banquets.
Okay.
And in banquets, we can imagine. So banquet, there is nothing called as night. So you
Mm.
start in the day until the function is over. You have to work
You have to work.
optionally.
Right.
So first day, and it was already 12 hours of working, and I was like, dude, till when? This is my first day.
True.
And at last, I could reach home,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was like, I'm not going to work in banquets now. I need to really think street smart. So what I did
Absolute.
was I just made an application that my mother is sick, and I really and I did that. Then my
Him.
mother. Sorry. So I went to my training manager.
Mm-hmm.
थोड़ा सा face को down करके, and
हाँ.
ड्रामे बाज तो हम होते ही मैम trainer वो we are hoteliers. So I went
Absolutely.
there and I was like, ma'am, there is a serious problem and I cannot continue banquets. Shift hours थोड़े लंबे होते हैं. Please give me, let's say, a morning shift or certain particular hours of shift.
Mm.
And then she said, okay, fine, let me look at it. And she changed. Fine. But I
Wow.
never knew that this training manager, because I took my mom as,
Mm.
let's say, an approach,
Right.
she called my dad just to check on that. Okay, my
Mm.
mother is sick, just to give that comfort level, because we are hoteliers,
Right.
so we are also
Mm.
taught this way as well. Because
Exactly.
associate is giving a lot to you, you should also let's say give your back.
Empathizing is a part of the job. Yeah.
Oh yes, empathizing. उन्होंने कॉल करी empathizing तरीके थे, and then my dad was like, okay, his mom is sick, fine, all right, okay, and done. I went home, मैं खुशी खुशी घर गया and everything, and then I was not even allowed to enter to home, and dad was standing in front and he said, "Chal," and I was like,
Okay.
"Wow, yeah, let's go." And we sat in the car,
Mm.
going, and we came in front of my hotel again.
Oh my God.
And then he said, "Okay, let's go and meet your training manager." And I was like, "There
Mm.
is something fishy over here." And
कुछ तो हो रहा है.
कुछ तो हो रहा है. So we approached the training manager, and then my dad said to my training manager that he is here till the time you are not sending him back. He is here.
Wow.
And at that moment, to be honest, I started hating my dad. That ऐसे कौन से dad होते हैं यार? No, मतलब who sends like this? And I got
Right.
angry actually. And I got angry and I went to bunkers and I said, I'm also not going to come home.
Mm.
Be it, you can't, I'm your son only. So
Right.
I'm not going to come home now.
Mm.
वो ego पे लगी थी. So I went to bunkers, and for three straight days, yes, ma'am. So for 3 straight days, I was working from morning till evening. I used to go to bunkers, sleep for 2 hours, go again back, sleep for 2 hours, go and again sleep for two
Oh my
hours.
God.
So in 3 days, I only slept for 6 hours only. Not because I wanted to work,
Wow.
but because I was like not in my senses,
You
to be
wanted to
honest. I was
prove.
angry.
Right. Mm.
Oh, so function is done, everything is done, 3 days done, and
Right.
then then so this is the bad phase of it, or let's say
Mm.
the
Mm.
the
Mm.
fun, the thing that I never
Right.
liked.
Mm.
So now the function is end, and it was a big function, and the GM was also called and
Mm. Mm.
applaud and everything, and the function was success to us.
Right.
So GM comes on stage and
Mm.
he asks for our attention that
Mm.
all associates please come in. Fine. So we just stand and everything, and he
Mm.
starts saying thank you to us. He shares his message to us and everything, and then he
Right.
said, "There is one gentleman I would want to really appreciate,
Mm.
and I really would want to thank him from bottom of my heart, because I never think that I'm expecting this from him, but he really
Proved
go
himself.
beyond my expectations and
Hmm, hmm,
imagination
hmm,
of
hmm,
being at what level is he.
hmm.
And then he called up my name,
Wow.
and I was like,
Fabulous.
"Oh yes." And I was like, "Are you serious about this?" And he called me on stage. He gave me a letter. He said, "Thank you so much.
Wow.
Thank you so much. Because of you, this function could be a success." And I could see the hard work that you were putting in. And you are an
Great.
intern. We can't ask you to do this much because, firstly, you do not know this. You made sure that
Hmm.
you know all the things. You were taking care of guests personally, and you made sure that this function is a success. And you were working from your heart and soul.
Fabulous.
And in moment, in
Hmm,
few split of a second, that anger that I had, or let's say that bad
hmm, hmm.
experience, changed into the best experience
Most
from
positive one. Right.
exactly the most productive one, the most,
Wow.
let's say, which changed my heart and soul, or which probably changed
Absolutely.
my perception of working or being a hotelier.
Getting you to
So
the position of a training manager today.
absolutely, and no, seriously, that it really helped. It really, made me that I really need to, help my interns. I really need to, and that's where and to be honest,
Right.
I just mentioned from there to training manager,
Hmm.
because on that day it struck that I would make sure that my interns firstly really understand the intention of putting them under so much. Because
Right.
if you really tell them that this is what exactly you are going to
Hmm.
do, and reason is because if you do this is what the
Hmm.
result is going to be.
Right.
And believe you, ma'am, वो खुशी खुशी काम करना शुरू कर देते हैं फिर. Because they
Hmm.
really see that this is adding value to me. I
Right.
am now valued. So in
Hmm.
every town hall that we do, we really make sure that associate of the month is going to happen or not. I'm not sure, but intern of the month is going to be happening,
Right.
and they're going to get certificates. They're going to be applauded. They're going to give. They're going to get what they really deserve, which is applause, or which is
Absolutely.
appreciation in
True.
front of the whole crowd, and it
So
really changes the environment.
basically, it is hard work pays, no matter which industry you are. But keeping
Absolutely.
hard work, focus, determination, perseverance is what you need in any industry, be it aviation, hotel management, or travel.
I mean, you really, probably you just said everything in few words. Absolutely. See, that's where experience, and that's what this thing is. That's where you are you. Sorry, ma'am. I get.
Here, which asks you that Himanshu sir,
Please, ma'am.
did you study at Panache?
Okay, ma'am. I
Himanshu, did you
am,
study
I
at
guess,
Panache?
losing.
We have a
No.
question from one of our viewers
Uh-huh.
that did you study at Panache? Are you an ex-student of Panache?
I'm a student of you for sure. Yes. So, I would
Ah,
officially have a student of Panache, but of course, I do have a lot of
thank you.
learnings from you. So yes, I would want to love to say that I'm a student of Panache.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Himanshu. But officially, Himanshu is not a student of
Yes,
Panache,
I am of
but
Panache.
yes,
I'm a
he has
product
been
of
very kind.
yes, I'm a product of IIHM Kolkata, double IHM
Okay,
Kolkata.
okay, okay. Great, great, great. Okay, then we have another question here is how many rounds of interviews are there to join your hotel?
Okay, ma'am, would this be for interns or would this be as an associate that we are talking?
This is a general question I'm getting from the viewers. So I think we
So
can stick to interns only,
if it's about intern, then I generally just screen the profile myself, and
right?
then the profile I've screened, then we take the interview and the letter is done. So majorly it's only one round that I would say.
small little rapid fire for you. So let's have some
Please.
fun.
Okay. Right.
Which is the most expensive hotel in the world?
Sorry, ma'am, I missed the question. Which is the
The
most?
question, expensive hotel in the world.
Wow. Okay. I'm sure our viewers would already know. They must have seen the video as well. It's generally it's Burj Al Arab, and then there is this Lovers Deep luxury submarine
Mm-hmm.
hotel as well. I believe they're the two
Okay.
most expensive hotel which
Mm-hmm.
I have just known till date right now.
Right,
Maybe
whose
change,
tariff
but
goes into lakhs per day,
oh yes, absolutely, absolutely,
around 15, 20 lakhs. That's it.
indeed, very, very, very easily, very
Very
easily.
easy. Uh, okay, Himanshu, next question.
Please,
Which is the largest hotel in the world?
ma'am, it's the first world hotel that is in Malaysia, if I'm not wrong, and they have more than 7,000 rooms, as far as I remember.
Right,
They are
right, right.
considered to be the largest hotel in the world, and
It's at,
then I suppose
mhm.
sorry, and that post that I guess it's JW Marquee that we have. That's again in the Gulf countries.
As of today, it's the first world at the Genting Highlands in Malaysia,
Okay. Yes.
which has a total of 7,351 rooms.
Wow.
And the one that you stated, the JW one, that is coming up at Mecca, if I'm not
Yes.
wrong. That is
Yes.
going to
Yes.
be the largest hotel in the world with more than 10,000 rooms.
Yes.
But that is not
And
functional as of now. So
no, no,
as of
it
now,
is not.
today, it is the first world.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, quick. 5 international chain of hotels,
All right. So Marriott, then we have
right?
Accor, then we
Hmm.
have Hyatt, then we have
Hmm.
Kempinski, then we have Guman Hotels, which I worked in Scotland. Then we have
Okay.
IHG, then we have Wyndham, then we have MGM, then we have
Okay,
Mandarin.
so instead of 5, you're going to 10 and then 15. Hotel that you would like to visit and why? Himanshu,
Sorry,
one
ma'am.
hotel you would like to visit and why?
One hotel that I would like to visit and why?
Right.
Ma'am, okay, so it's in India itself,
Uh-huh.
and it's Uttarakhand. There is a place named
Acha.
as above Nainital,
Okay.
and it's some wood oak kind of name of, if I'm not just
Mm-hmm.
getting it
Right.
correctly.
Okay.
And why would we to visit it? Because firstly, it was made in the British era. I'm not that very
Mm-hmm.
fan of it, but the
Okay.
way it was done, and it is still taken care by a husband and wife. It's like a bed and
Uh-huh.
breakfast,
Okay.
and the ambience of that and the warmth of that, it's all wooden structure, number one,
Wow. Okay.
and in front of that you see Himalayas in
So
right
very
in
colonial kind of a hotel with a
exactly.
beautiful view.
Oh yes, indeed. And being thoda sa on, let's say I really love to, let's say, challenge myself, so there is a lot of treks that I can go and
Uh-huh.
enjoy
Wow.
myself. So
Okay. Lovely. Since you're not asking me anything, I'll also answer this question.
Arre ma'am, I had this question itself.
Yeah, so one hotel I would definitely like to visit is a hotel in Finland. It's the Ice Hotel.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, so that is what it's a very, very beautiful place. The entire structure is made out of ice, and
Mm-hmm.
everything inside is also ice carvings. So,
Wow.
yes, someday, hopefully,
Indeed, ma'am. Indeed. मैम मेरे
on
पास एक
behalf of
क्वेश्चन है, मैंने भी लिखे हुए हैं आपके लिए क्वेश्चन, एक
my
क्वेश्चन लिखा हुआ
God, now you're scaring me.
है. So my question to you, if I can please, if I
Okay, please,
can
please.
though,
Yes, please.
that what inspired you to probably let's say started Panache?
Imanshu, I've always been associated with the aviation industry.
Uh-huh.
So I've got an experience of around, say, 20 years into flying and training. And
Right, ma'am.
So once I was into the training industry, I did see a lot of not so good things happening with students and aspiring students who wanted to become cabin crew and get into hotels. So
Mm-hmm.
I was not in accord with the things that were happening. So I
All
wanted
right.
to start something where misinformation was not given to people, and if they wanted to join and become a part of these industries, they had some place where things were done more ethically. So
Absolutely.
that was one of the main reasons and motivating factor for me to start Panache.
Wow, man. That's a very, I would say that's a very noble thing, though. I'm sure because of you, a lot of people are on the path of success and glory, and this doubt of whether to choose, not to choose, who would groom me, what would I do, must have been a very, let's say, sorted thing. Thank you for taking care of
Thank you
students
so
like
much, Himanshu. Thank you. And any other questions?
no, ma'am, not at all.
Thank
I
Great.
if I can please, and if I can, there are
Hmm.
three things I would want,
Sure.
let's say, the viewers or the students or the fans to just
Hmm.
really take care of, to understand the new world that is going to be coming ahead to them. And this is just not
Right.
for tourism, for entire. I could really jot it
The
down.
entire service industry. Yeah.
Yes, entire service industry.
Hmm.
So there are three pillars that I would really want people to work on now.
Hmm.
One
Hmm.
would be the physical well-being. Being
Absolutely.
physically fit or would of course was important, but in
Hmm.
today's era, it is the most important thing,
The most important
because
thing.
now it's going to be like a parameter. Like when you go into forces, it's like a parameter that
True.
people are going to really check on how. Second, I would want is your mental well-being. So when I say mental, is
Hmm.
that what extra are you to me leaving your resume? How? So for
Right.
example, if you are good in front office, very good. But after
Hmm.
front office, where exactly can you be more productive or counterproductive? So in
Very
Marriott, we are
true.
doing
Very
this
true.
thing which is called as job enhancements. It's already started.
Hmm.
So, me being a
Okay.
training manager, I would be training into security in front office, and training means actually training and doing and covering a
Actual
job.
training.
That's second,
Hmm.
mental well-being. And third, and I really feel one of the most important once again is
Hmm. Hmm.
being spiritually well-being. It's a very heavy
Absolutely.
word, and people take spiritually as, okay, haath jodna, not that. But how strong are you internally?
Internally.
Because pressure
That is what is
now is going to put
necessary today. Absolutely. Be it
so
any
how
service industry, you need to be very
absolutely.
spiritually strong.
Yes, so these are three pillars I would really want the, again, any student, I would say student because they are going to enter in the industry. So if you are ready
Right.
beforehand, it's going to be really good to you. So we should really take care of physical, mental, and spiritual well-being of ourselves. And this is
Right.
going to be the new norm or the new requirement of anyone who's looking forward to get into, which I know of, service industry. We will
Absolutely.
work on that,
Absolutely.
and we will give really special importance to people who are excelling in this. If you're
Right.
not in
So
good front office, I can teach you that. But this is something which you really have to work on and then
it
come
comes from
across.
inside. Right.
Absolutely, ma'am.
So
Absolutely.
for all our viewers, Himanshu has already given you a tip to be successful in an interview. What is he looking for? And what is it you got to show and showcase? So
Absolutely.
on behalf of Panache Academy, thank you so much, Himanshu.
It is
Thank
mine.
you for joining us. Truly appreciate. Thank you for sparing your precious time and joining us. And looking forward to connecting with you very soon again. Thanks a lot, and thank you all our viewers. Thank you for joining us today evening, and looking forward to seeing you again next Sunday, 6 o'clock, in our weekly series, Your Chance to Shine with Panache Academy. Thank you so much. Good evening. Thank you,
Pleasure, ma'am.
Himanshu. Thank you once
Thank you.
again.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.